Yo, what up? We back. We back. Hold on. I know you see the title. 2010 NBA was peak. You feel me? We finna go back in time, take a little time machine back in the days. You feel me? Back when, you know what I'm saying, NBA was peak, literally, no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to King David. You feel what I'm saying?
Hold up now, let me cook. Before these players got old and turned into dust, or even before Ant-Man started taking down my superheroes one by one and looking like he was Thanos or something, you gotta chop it up and talk about the good old days. I'm talking about the 2010 era, which is arguably the best era of all time we ever seen. We done seen the super teams, we done seen the Avengers, we had sad moments, had the hype moments, so it was just a movie for real. Then this time, the era was just different. And we definitely not talking about
bro, I'm telling you, bro, Prime Rush was
so it was just a movie for real. Then this time, the era was just different. And we definitely not talking about the 90s, boy.
Oh my god.
It's Game 7 of the NBA Finals. Kobe trying to go back-to-back, and Celtics trying to put belts to ass once again. It's one of the greatest rivalries in sports history, and it still continues. This is basically like Vegeta versus Goku in a sense. The Lakers take Game 1, Celtics take Game 2, Lakers win Game 3, Celtics take Game 4 and 5, then LA comes back and win Game 6. Now we're witnessing another classic Lakers versus Celtics Finals. Who will become the champion? Do I even gotta ask that kind of stupid-ass question? Of course not. The fuck? Kobe won. Kobe gets his 5th and 2nd while Shaq, and just like that, the 2010 season is done with. Now entering the 2010 offseason, my goal got drafted to the Cavs with no good coach or even a good player. Like, bro, his second best player was Big Z. Braun had enough of that shitty ass team. Shit, I would too. Like, you're pairing me up with an old ass Shaq. The fuck? You literally have one of the greatest players ever, and you didn't do shit with him. Like, the Cavs GM should be fired immediately. Like, they had a bunch of Patrick Stars running that shit. After getting mollywalked multiple times, especially to the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference semifinals, Braun said, "I'm not putting up with this no more," and just dipped, just like how my ex did to me after cheating 20 times. Braun did more than enough for Cleveland, but the fans thought otherwise, burning his jersey for teaming up with Wade, Bosh, giving them a big crazy. Let's not lie, Miami was fine and all, but y'all gonna act like the NBA didn't have motion like that either? You had Diddy Dwight getting back-to-back defensive player of the years out in Orlando.
Bro, oh my god, bro, Prime Dwight Howard was one of my favorite players, bro. No bullshit. I'm not gonna say my favorite, but he was up there, bro. No bullshit. Like top 15, top 10. I ain't gonna lie. Prime Dwight Howard was him.
Getting his first scoring title, put on OKC. Matt Melo out to the Big Apple with the Diddy parties. Kobe trying to 3-peat again. And who was that one dude? What was his name again? Oh yeah. Shout out to Dick Rose. Man, that nigga nice. Rose was the talk of the town. Youngest MVP at the age of 22. Took the Bulls from the 8th seed to the 1st seed. But I'm not gonna lie to you. That shit did not matter because Braun was on one of those playoffs. He was putting balls in everyone's face, beating everyone just like how the Green Goblin was murking my goal. Bro was tossing him on the floors like a mop. Braun and the Heat smacked the hell out of the 76% free throw Sixers. Got his leg back on Boston and their old ass, and took down the Cinderella story with Rose and the Bulls. On the West though, it was dead looking like the Wild Wild West. Zebo and Tony lock up Allen beat a healthy Spurs as an 8 seed. I mean, it was cool and all that 8 seed took down the 1st seed, but that did not mean shit to Kevin can't find a brush Durant. Bro was averaging 28, 9, and 2, dropped 37 to close them out.
KD was up there too for
but
sure.
This playoff run, Dirk was on
Dirt. My number one favorite player of all time, yes, Sirski. Yes, Sirski. My boy Dirk. You feel me? The Big 3 eliminator. On my mama. My nigga single-handedly put paws in them 3 niggas. No bullshit. My nigga put paws in them niggas. Shout out to Brian, you know what I'm saying? Wade and Bosh and them. But come on now. My boy Dirk put paws on them niggas.
Them young boys sound like Michael Jackson with that one Home Alone.
Come on
after
now.
Dirk was on a mission. Took them young boys out like Michael Jackson with that one Home Alone kid. After the Mavs took down OKC, the Mavs went to go in the NBA Finals.
No bullshit. My first ever jersey ever was a Dirt and a Whiskey jersey.
One Home Alone kid. After the Mavs took down OKC, the Mavs went to go in the NBA Finals and play the Heat. Everyone thought the Heat was gonna win. Everyone thought it was gonna be a sweep. No one thought the Mavs was gonna be in this position. Then there goes that man, the GOAT, the myth, the legend, the 5'3" dude. JJ Barea was fucking up Braun hard. No dirty oil, no cap. Braun pushed them brothers and sisters back a couple years though. I'm not gonna lie. 8 points on Game 4 and then 2 points in the 4th and Game 5. Crazy as hell. Had Jason Terry outscored Braun in that series. He was coming off the bench. Braun did so bad that series. it was insane. That NBA Finals to LeBron's fans is so non-existent, just like my dad. Asked my own boy, yo, what hurts most? Your girl saying that's why his dick is bigger than yours, or LeBron's final performance? Bro dead cried, looked at me, and said, Bron for sure. On the other hand though, Dirk had one of the greatest final runs of all time, beating the two-time NBA champions Lakers, a young OKC team, and then the Big Three. Respect, Dirk is probably the greatest thing that came out of Germany. The 2011...
That nigga. I know you heard them accolades. Dirk was that nigga.
OKC team, and then the Big Three. Respect, Dirk is probably the greatest thing that came out of Germany. The 2011 offseason already started off some bullshit. We had a lockout season because the owners wanted more money. Like, they ain't already billionaires. So that meant there was no basketball. I mean, at least it's not in the NBA, because they were outside.
I remember this shit. What the fuck?
All the NBA players hooping like it was my park or rec. KD had pull up to Rutgers Park, dropping 66. The Drew League started up. Bron, Melo, CP3, and KD all linked up for the Melo League. The Emery felt like an all-star game. Harden, DeRozan, Young, and even Kobe pulled up to the Drew League. Bro dropped 45. Rest in peace to Black Mamba. It was just straight hoops, no refs, nothing, bro. It was beautiful. But you know, sadly, all good things come to an end, and the lockout season was done. Now we just have regular basketball. The league had started in December, and it was already getting crazy. Bro, we're gonna have CP3 to the Lakers. What a Christmas present we're gonna get. Oh yeah, I forgot David Stern was the commissioner, not Adam Silver. I know David Stern right now is hot as hell rolling in his grave looking at all these NBA trades. Kobe and CP gameplay, bro, that was gonna feed children's. I swear to God on my mama, that was gonna feed the whole entire village of Africa. That'd be elite. Gonna be one of the craziest Lakers trades of all time. Yeah, but not
that was wild.
Now, I don't know what the Spurs are still dominating, of course.
That was
then
wild,
OKC,
but it's okay though, cause we got Cooper Flag now. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully my boy come out going crazy.
Whoa, pause. And then we had Kevin Can't Find a Hairbrush winning his second scoring title, averaging 28 and 3. Then we also had Donatello Westbrook going to his first All-Star game that year, and the Fear of the Beard winning 6th Man of the Year. Ooh, that low-key round.
I ain't lie, James Harden was definitely up there too. Up there with one of my favorites.
Braun winning another MVP. Podcast P popping off with the Pacers. Lindsay Stanley just had arrived. The Eastern Conference playoffs was about to get wicked on Soul. Then we had a top 10 America worst moments ever happening. Derrick Rose tearing his ACL, and the Bulls ain't doing nothing without him getting smoked by the shitty 76 free throw per game Sixers. This means that he were gonna have an easy road to the NBA Finals. Sight.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce.
Till I ain't in the mud. I don't want your pussy on cook.
The Heat done ran to the Celtics, and the Celtics wanted blood on Braun's ass. They did not take being beat last year softly. Rondo dropping 44, Paul Pierce old ass hitting clutch shots. Celtics
Rondo used to be one of my favorites too.
Braun about to fall like Tiana Trump again? Nah, Braun not going out like an old bitch, bro. He was on that demon time, and he was on that Carmella clutch time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let them know he's smoking them old ass Celtics on my mama. Then on the Western Conference Finals, we had the Spurs and OKC going at it. The Spurs coming off a 20-game win streak versus a great young OKC core. Spurs up 2-0 looking like they about to go to the NBA Finals. But then there goes that man. Kevin Brown beef me had pulled through an average 38 and 5 while dropping 34 points.
Imagine if KD would have stayed on OKC, bro. That'd have been like his whole career would have been probably different, bro. That'd have been wild, bro. Damn. Imagine he was still there to this day, bro. Like, the whole NBA would be different.
Closing out the Spurs. Now we got some movie shit. We have Braun and KD in the finals. KD trying to win his first ring. Braun trying to secure his first. KD leading a young squad. Braun leading an old D-Wade. You know what I'm saying? This shit about to get wicked. This shit already looking like a movie. KD and them still game one. But after this, it did not look exciting at all. It was cause that nigga Braun on some crazy shit. Averaging 30, 10, and 5. Winning finals MVP. Yo, he sunned the fuck out of KD. And he beat the shit out. He was on some Adrian Peterson shit when he beat the fuck out of his son. After that, we had Braun in the GOAT toss securing his first ring. Then we had OKC pulling off one of the dumbest moves, trading away James Harden just cause he asked for 5 more mil. OKC laughed at him and sent that jit off to Houston. Foul as fuck on my mama. I'm not gonna lie though, it was a blessing in disguise. Harden took it personal, and the Rockets started off 26 and 7. Harden was averaging 26 and 6 and 5 at that time.
Harden on the Rockets, bro. Like, that nigga was like, it was fun watching that nigga. No bullshit. I think he gotta be in like my top 8. I ain't gonna lie, Harden on the Rockets gotta be my top 8.
Looking like an MVP. But that did not mean a single shit to Kevin, I Don't Need a Girlfriend Durant, and Donatello. It was going crazy over on the West. KD putting up 29 and 8 and 5. Westbrook putting up 23, 7 and 5. They was trying to get revenge for what Braun did to them back in the finals. Motherfucker was having nightmares on some Freddy Krueger shit. But 2013, no one couldn't fuck with Braun. Braun was on a different type of timing. He was on demon time. I swear to God. He was one of the greatest players I ever seen touch a basketball or even a ball in general. I didn't see Rose Malone. Braun was putting up 20 27-8-7, 4th MVP, 27-game win streak, first young player to reach 20K, and defensive player of the year. Oh wait, I forgot. Marc Gasol won that, being second on the defensive team. Like, nigga, what? Then back to the West, the Spurs still being the motherfucking Spurs. CP3 having time of his life out in LA with the Lob City Clippers. Shit look like a 2K game every night. Then we have Ty Lawson, Iggy, and Kenneth Faried taking Denver Chicken Nuggets to their 3rd seed. They was 5. I don't remember them being that far. But don't sleep now. The East has some motion. Knicks being the 2nd seed, Melo getting a scoring title, Podcast P and the Pacers making some noise. Oh yeah, that's it. It was just a shitty conference. I'm not gonna lie. Besides Miami, yeah, that shit was ass. But do not get it fucked up now. Even though that was a shitty ass conference, the playoffs still went crazy. First we had the Pacers taking out the Knicks. Damn, Melo, you getting fucked just how your ex-wife did on Power. Then the story we did not expect, the Eastern Conference Final was a young crazy Podcast P and a prime Braun going at it to see who got that dog in. And of course we all know who was gonna win, the Heat. They showed them who was big dog, who was top dog, you feel me? And if you missed this series, you potentially missed one of the greatest series ever. I'm not gonna lie to you. Then the big three had to go versus the Spurs. Low-key should have been the Thunder, but Westbrook was injured because of Patrick Black, Air Force One Beverly's. They hit the fuck out of this nigga. Like, bro, calm down, dude. It's always the short motherfuckers with all that aggressive anger.
Remember that,
they got the Napoleon disease. Honestly though, this was the second NBA Finals I vividly remember watching. One of the greatest series known to mankind. More memorable than any game for real. Heat were trying to go back to back and Spurs were trying to continue their dynasty.
Wake up, filthy.
I ain't gonna lie, Spurs was a fire ass team back in the day. I ain't gonna lie, back in the day, my favorite teams, obviously the Mavs, the Cavs, no bullshit. But the Cavs when LeBron went back to the Cavs though. I ain't gonna lie, I like the Cavs when it was Bron, Kyrie, J.R. Smith, Kevin Love, you know what I'm saying? That Cavs, no bullshit.
We in game 6 with 30 seconds to go. Kid you not, everyone that mom is shitting their pants right now. Down double digits most of the game and the Heat came back. Now it's a 2-possession game. Heat needs a prayer. They need a miracle.
James catches, fires a 3, way off by Miller. Back out to James, another 3. It's good. Has to get it in.
Bro, I wish I stayed like updated with basketball, bro. Back in the day, like I was watching it, but I wasn't like watching it type shit. You feel me? So like all like the deep lore, like I don't be knowing. Like I be knowing some shit, but I don't be knowing everything, bro. Like I be knowing like the basic shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't know. That shit just wasn't really like. I was too focused on watching football. That's what I was focused on. I should have been watching basketball too, though. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of sports I wish I would have been watching. Hockey, baseball.
Clutch one there from Leonard. James catches, puts up a 3. Won't go. Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer.
Ray Allen makes a crazy ass shot to send the game into overtime. Miami wins in 7 back to back while Braun is crowned Finals MVP while averaging 25, 11, 7, 2 steals a game and 1 block a game. It's crazy to think about it. Spurs could have won if they just kept dunking in or if Kawhi would have hit both free throws. But they both were determined to get their lick back. Just like Spider-Man did with Green Goblin after he killed fine ass Aunt May. Yo, she was some fine shit. I swear to God. Oh my lord. Fuck Green Goblin to this day. The Osaka Spurs kept the same squad while Boston switched it up, trading KG, Pierce, and 2 staples to the Nets for like 5 half-eaten apples, 3 first-rounders. Later on, those 3 picks became Brown, Tatum, and Sexton, later used to trade for Kyrie. Lord, that GM is dumb as hell. Now I see where Nico got his influence from. KD wins his first MVP while averaging 32, 7, and 5, and then gave this speech the hood won't ever forget.
You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
KD was out there torching motherfuckers for real. He led the OKC to the 2nd seed without Westbrook. He had 41 games straight where he dropped 25 points or more. Like no one even cared that he didn't rush it. The rest of the league was pretty straight though, I'm not gonna lie. Prime Harden coming up in Houston. Lob City Clips still trying to get past the 2nd round. And the Pacers trying to get revenge for what Miami left on their mouth last playoffs. Then we had a playoff rematch with the Miami Heat and the Pacers. Would there be something different? No, it wasn't. Same result as last year's Heat put belt to ass. The big 3 finally going to their 4th straight finals trip. Now back on the West, it was the same shit. Spurs versus OKC. Spurs had rolled them up and smoked them in 6. Duncan had a huge win in game 6. The MVP didn't mean shit to the Spurs as the Spurs movement and depth was way too much for them to handle. Now we have a finals rematch. Spurs versus Heat. Can the Heat 3-peat? Can the Spurs capture their 5th title? We don't know. This shit about to go crazy. Now I'm just playing. You know, have you ever seen a movie and they made a sequel and you thought the sequel was gonna be better than part 1, but it wasn't? Yeah, it was something like that. Like Mike and then Like Mike 2. Like Mike 2 was straight trash. Yeah, it was something like that. Spurs had defeated them in 5. Braun is cramping up like he's on his period. Dwayne Wade age is really showing. And the way the Spurs were shooting threes or just shooting in general, you thought they were king gone. So this offseason went kind of crazy. Braun said, I'm done with Florida. It was cool and all, but I'm gonna head back to Cleveland and see what I can do. Then he teamed up with a young Dr. Umar and a dominant Kemo back in Ohio.
My second favorite player of all time, Kyrie Irving, no bullshit.
East, I'm not gonna lie to you. Hawks finished number 1 in the East with 4 All-Stars, surprisingly. Jimmy Buckets is coming up. My King Rose isn't the same, honestly. PG just broke the hell out of his leg in the Olympics or whatever. That should look like a backwards L. Ja Wall and the Wizards on the come up. Then the Canada side, they ain't really relevant besides like Drake and JB in the weekend. Now in the Wicked Wild West, you know they always top dogs. Kawhi transformed into a superstar, winning Defensive Player of the Year. Lil Baby Wife is having a crazy year, transforming into his prime while averaging 27, 7, and 6. Lob City in his clip still can't pass the second round. Shocking, right? Then here comes the light-skinned Warriors being 67 and 15 while Ice JJ Fish wins MVP while embarrassing the league, mostly CP3. Feel bad for him, man, honestly. It's the Warriors and Rockets in the Western Conference Finals. This is just the first. Plenty more matchups coming up in the future. But for right now, Curry and them put belts to fucking ass. Harden did horrible this series. He averaged 5 turnovers a game, and actually in game 5, when he needed to tighten up the most, he had 13 turnovers. But he couldn't turn over the ball when he needed to the most. Like, come on, bro, you sending us back right now. Warriors finally made it to the NBA Finals ever since the Civil Rights Movement. Now over on the East, this shit was a motherfucking movie.
Alright, I'm back. Hold on.
It's the Civil Rights Movement. Now over on the East, this shit was a motherfucking movie. Chicago and Cavs series were elite. I'm not gonna lie to you, but Braun comes on top, of course. Hawks and Wizards had a good ass series, but Hawks come on top. So now we have the Hawks versus Cavs, and the Hawks has 4 All-Stars while being the number 1 seed. Braun was about to be in freaking trouble.
Psych, I lied. Braun took them out in 4. 4 All-Stars, and he went 4-0. Insane. DeMarcus Carroll's on LeBron.
Now it's the Cavs and Warriors, first of many. We about to get to see the first Kyrie and K Love series ever. Yes, sir. Yeah, both them niggas got hurt. Now it's up to Timothy Mozgov and Braun from the finals. The Warriors had a tough ass squad. Curry just won MVP.
This where it all started, nigga.
Draymond's actually good at not beating the fuck out of people. But it's basically all over. Yeah, Braun led every stat possible: points, steals, blocks, assists, and rebounds. Bro was on some Will Chamberlain shit. But that didn't matter. The Warriors won in 6, and they had a dynasty assembled. But you know what was the worst part about this series? This nigga, Andre Iguodala, named the LeBron stopper, won Finals MVP. That motherfucker Braun averaged 36 and 13. Some bullshit. Next year they just kept the pace rolling, literally become the best team ever, winning 73 and 9, unanimous MVP, Coach of the Year, second runner-up in Defensive Player of the Year. They were literally just running and shooting.
How you even guard some shit like that?
Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang!
Goodness,
Shit was crazy.
nigga.
Not just because of that nigga, but it was 2016.
Gassed up, shorty. Said I need about 40.
Lord, such a good year for real. Motherfuckers gonna be 80 and still talking about 2016. The playoffs come. Braun and Cavs smoked the East, only losing 2 games in the playoff. And the start of LeBron show was coming. Cavs and Warriors rematch? Oh shit, Kevin can't find a girl. Durant and the Thunder are 3-1. How they get a rematch in the finals? It couldn't go wrong, but it did. Warriors came back 3-1 and smoked the fuck out of OKC. But it's okay though, Thunder, y'all seem worse than this. Warriors trying to win another ring, make it a perfect season, and Braun trying to end the drought of the chip in Cleveland since the 1700s. This was gonna be absolute movie. They don't make them like this no more. Game 1 goes to the Warriors. Game 2 comes and the Warriors put belts to ass. Draymond CTE Green puts up 27, 8, and 5. Game 3 goes to the Cavs. Braun and Dr. Umar combined for 62 points together. Then Game 4, this is where everything shifted. NBA ref reviewed the play and gave Mr. CTS a flagrant, suspended him for Game 5. Warriors won 3-1, but no Green hurts them, honestly. Game 5, they definitely felt that no Draymond, as Kai and Braun had some of that secret Jordan stuff, and both of them dropped 40 freaking points. Then in Game 6, Braun drops another 40
a piece is crazy.
Now we're about to have the most exciting Game 7 ever. Now it's a tie game. The Warriors about to take the lead after no one scored in like.
Oh, blocked by James!
Cavs got the ball back, and Curry, welcome to Fredo Island, baby!
Yes, sir.
Back to back, unlike the Warriors. First 3-1 comeback in the finals history. Cavs securing that first ring since the George Washington days, since like he was president. Everyone happy. Braun killed a franchise. No more light skin. Motherfuckers winning. No.
Stephen A. The news again coming in moments
This the
ago.
moment
Kevin
that
Durant
changed
heading
the
to the
NBA
Golden State
forever.
Warriors.
This is still one of the weakest moves in sports history. Bro really joined a 73-9 team after losing to them in the Western Conference Finals.
That gotta be crazy. They gotta be the craziest dick suck of all time, bro. Hey, shit, he got a ring though. Can't
Everyone
be mad
literally
at
hated
him.
this motherfucker, especially his own brother. Bro had one of the most craziest seasons ever, averaging a triple-double all year and winning MVP. Don't get it fucked up though, the NBA still has some motion, even though we knew the Avengers were gonna win. Spurs won 61 games with Kawhi, Harden entering his prime, averaging 29 and 11. Then out east, we had a Calvin Cambridge story with multiple 50-point games and playing at an MVP level. He led the Celtics to the first seed in the Eastern Conference, all at the height of 5'2". But then he met his father,
Thomas is definitely
surprising, right?
too.
Spurs out west trying to eliminate the Warriors, up like 20 points, beating they ass. But this
used to be a big
bitch-ass
Celtics fan when
motherfucker
I was a
Zaza
little nigga.
happened. Like, this ugly-ass nigga ruined a good-ass series. Like, fuck you. Another Warriors and Cavs finals, 3 straight. We all know who was gonna win this. Like, come on, bro. KD won finals MVP, averaging 35 and 8. The 2017 and 2018 offseason already started on some crazy shit. Kyrie's done being Bron's little brother and wanted to play big bro. Honestly, Kai, I don't know if you got that dog in you. The Celtics hopped out on the table and kicks Isaiah Calvin Cambridge Thomas to the shouting room with
I ain't
Whitey
gonna
and
lie,
Amir.
I ain't even gonna cap. I was happy to be a Celtics fan again when Kyrie went over there.
I'm not gonna lie,
Because
though.
like I said,
East
I
now
was
is
a fan
looking
when I
mad
was a little
unstoppable.
nigga. I used
Celtics
to like
got
they
Dr.
logo.
Umar,
That's the
Captain
only reason
America,
why.
light-skinned Tatum, Curry's son, and Al Horford's old ass. Billy got pre-street clothes Ben Simmons and trust Embiid process before he was made out of glass. Tomorrow the Raptors were looking type scary, not gonna lie. Finally the East was cooking up. Now out to the wicked Wild West. Harden is in his prime. He's in his bag, winning MVP, 32 straight games with 30 points, averaging 39 and 5. Dropped a 60-point triple-double. Like, that was unheard of. In Portland, we finally have Dame becoming a top 5 point guard, looking like Dame time. Down in Oklahoma, they had added Paul P and Melo with Westbrook, but unfortunately once they got to the playoff, it was nothing like we could imagine. Our rookie Donovan Mitchell out in Utah smoked the fuck out of them in 6 games, averaging 29, 7, and 2 while dropping 38 in game 6. Then Dame got smoked by AD and the Pelicans. They didn't even have cousins. Drew and Rado had Dame in a chokehold. Defense went crazy, like Air Force
AD up there
energy.
too.
But
I
we
wouldn't say
already knew
top
who was going to
15,
go to the Western Conference Finals. It was obvious. It was going to be the Rockets versus Avengers. Loosen up 3-2, 1 win away for taking down the Avengers. But we're literally in hell. CP3 pulls his hamstring. Warrior wins in 7, while the Rockets look like Andre Robinson missing 27 straight threes. Now we're back in the East, where LeBron is taking everybody down like he's Thanos. He's collecting them like the Infinity Stone. He takes down the Pacers in 7, Celtics in 7, and of course, with Toronto, he takes them out in 4. That nigga really hates Canada. What the fuck did Canada do to him? In the Celtics series, we were supposed to see Kyrie and Bron, but Kyrie was injured, and Tatum stepped up and became big bro, especially in this play.
This is what you call a flip. 10 keys from a car to...
No, that's not AI. That's Braun getting Tatum nuts all over his face like he was back at them Diddy parties. But it doesn't matter. Braun took them out in 7, and you can guess who it's against. No other than the Warriors. Basically, the Warriors smoked them out in 4. Hill misses a free throw. JR forgets to score, and Braun looks at them like how my dad probably looked at my mom when she told him she was pregnant with me.
Like I said, Braun left just like my dad did. Bro joined the Lakers out of nowhere, but he's not the only one gone. Kawhi talking about I want out of San Antonio and wants to play for LA. So Pop traded him, but to Toronto. Nigga, I'm fucking crying. Bro wanted sunny ass LA, but he got shipped off to the cold ass front in Toronto. But I'll be mad as fuck on my mama. This year we had some players step up, such as Giannis Antetokounmpo. He won MVP 28, 13, and 6, led the Bucks to their first seed, and was the first player since Strike to average 27 points while shooting 57% from the field. Jimmy wake up at 2 a.m. Butler joins Embiid and Streetwear Simmons. Celtics and Kai looking like me, my ex, just toxic as hell. And then on the West, the Lakers are horrible. Bron gets injured. Kevin can't find a brush Durant, and CT having arguments on the court, looking like my boy and his girl are just arguing in front of everyone. Like, bro, be classy. Take that shit like private, like a fuck. But I'm not gonna lie, the playoffs are still fucking elite.
About to go stupid again. She out the roof of the bitch. I'm about
Kawhi hits a prayer jump on Embiid and sends that motherfucker crying. Look at this nigga's face. Dame hits his bad shot after him and Donatello are going back and forth all series. Curry and the Warriors dominated the Rockets, even with KD injured. Like, nigga, come on, bro. Now in the Western Conference Finals, it's Dame versus the Warriors. Dame can upset them. They don't have KD, so I'm pretty sure he can. Oh, never mind. Steph birthed another son in this series. God damn. Now it's Warriors and Raps in the finals. But this time, the Warriors have no KD. Raptors go up 3-1. Kevin can't stay healthy. Durant comes back and gets hurt. Warriors still win, making the series 3-2. Now the next game, Clay gets hurt. Warriors getting karma from all those injuries that the NBA players had facing them. Kawhi and the Raptors end up winning in 6, giving Toronto their first win ever. Yo, my nigga, they deadass had to send a whole nother country to beat this Avengers squad. I'm not even playing. Like, what the fuck?
Alright, y'all, that's gonna be it for the video. Like,
crazy,
comment,
bro.
subscribe, share the video if you're a big wee. I say save Jitterbugs. Peace.
Come on, yo. Cool with that bullshit. But I ain't gonna lie, I ain't know a lot of this shit. A lot of this shit I'm new to. I ain't gonna care. Like I said, I wasn't in tune for the most part. I was in tune for a little bit of it though. I ain't gonna lie. I did see some runs. I did see some great teams. I ain't gonna lie. I was a fan of a couple teams. Not on no bandwagon shit. But like, you know, I used to fuck with a couple people. So I seen some shit. But I ain't see everything. I ain't gonna act like I did. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it is what it is though. Shout out to Dirt No Whiskey. Greatest white boy of all time. No bullshit. I'm gonna catch y'all next video though. No bullshit. Again.